therefore I have decided to do a quick mini lesson on the capacity lesson that you will be completing today. So I thought I would demonstrate how you can complete the questions on the sheet using measuring cups that you would have probably at home in your kitchen cupboard. If you don't have any of these utensils in your kitchen cupboard, that is perfectly fine, because I'm going to post another video on how you can complete the activity using the measuring jug pictures that I have included on the worksheet. Okay, let's get started. So the first question on the capacity worksheet is looking at asking you to figure out how many times a 1 litre jug of water can be used to fill up containers with different capacities. Now, the first container you will be looking at is a container that has a capacity of 300 mils. So the whole aim and purpose is for us to figure out, well, how many times could I use this 1 litre of water to fill up that cup that only has a capacity of 300 mils? This is important because if you are holding a party or an event or a sports carnival, we need to always make sure that we have enough liquid or enough soft drink or apple juice or whatever it might be, so that each person can have a drink of it. So if we had purchased cups that could only hold 300 mils of liquid in them, we would then have to figure out, well, how many liters of drink would we need? And that would be based on, well, how many tubs or how many cups we could fill using this 1 litre jug of water. Now, to complete this activity and to complete this specific question, I do have a measuring jug which I found in my cupboard, and if you can see, it has the increments in mils on it. So we are going to be using this to look at the 300 mils, and it goes all the way up to 500 mils. So for the questions with the different capacities, I'm going to be using this cup to calculate it. This other jug that I have, it actually goes up to 1.5 litres of liquid. So it has a capacity of 1.5 litres. However, if you can see in the little screen there, I have filled it up to the 1 litre mark. Reason being, because the question is only asking me to focus on containers that can hold 1 litre. Now, we know, and especially based on the video that you would have watched and the worksheet, 1 litre is the equivalent, so the exact same as 1,000 millilitres. All right, let's get started. So we are going to figure out how many times we can fill this jug up to the 300 mil mark, and hopefully you can see it, using just this 1 litre jug of water. Now, if you really want to get technical and you want to challenge yourself, which I encourage, there may be some container capacities where you cannot fill it up completely, but you may be looking at different fractions. So I challenge you that if you want to look at the fractions, then you can. However, what we are just looking at primarily is how many full cups we can get out of a 1 litre jug of water. Okay, so I'm going to fill this little measuring jug here up to the 300 mil mark, because this is for the first question. And I'm going to see, okay, so just a note, if you are to use measuring jugs and measuring equipment at home, a rule of thumb is you have to make sure that when you are filling up your jug of water, that it is on a level surface, and that it is actually sitting on the level surface, and then you pour it with the water so you can make sure that it gets an accurate reading. And when you are pouring it, as you would have seen me do, I also have to make sure that this jug is on a flat surface. That way I know that it's definitely at the 300 mark. And you always need to get eye level to make sure that it is correct. And this one is correct. Okay, so far I have been able to fill it to the 300 mil mark 1 time. However, I still have some more water to go. So let's fill it up again. I'm filling up to the 300 mil mark because that's what the first container on the worksheet, that's the capacity of the first container on the worksheet. I filled it up another time, so that's twice now. and I still have some water left. So I'm going to go again. And I'm at the line. Okay, now I could pour in a little bit more. However, it is not going to go near the 300 ml mark. And that's because when I add up 300 mils 3 times, because that's how many cups I could fill. So I was able to fill 3 full cups that had a capacity of 300 mils using a 1 litre jug of water 3 times. So a 1 litre jug of water could fill a cup or any container with a 300 ml capacity 3 times. So on your worksheet where it says to you, well, how many times can you fill a cup with a capacity of 300 mils with a 1 litre jug? 3 times is your answer. Now, for those of you at home who are challenging your thinking right now, you would be saying, but Miss Smith, there's still 100 mils left over. Yes, there would be, because 300, if I add it up, 300 plus 300 is 600, plus another 300 is 900 milliliters. But we know, as per the worksheet and as per what I said at the beginning of this lesson, there are 1,000 mils in 1 litre of water. So if I used up 900 mils of that litre of water, there would be, yes, 100 mils left over. However, if you want to add that in on your worksheet, perfect. If you, however, just want to focus on how many full cups of liquid you can get, that's what I want you to look at too. Okay. Let's move on to the next container of liquid, which is looking at a capacity of 350 mils. So I am going to pour my water back into my litre of my litre jug. Now I know this is exactly 1 litre because it's just what I've just used here. So I'm going to pour it back in. Making sure it's at that line. Perfect. Okay, so now this is maybe one where you may be wanting to think of fractions, but that's only if you want to challenge yourself, okay? Remember, we are looking at how many full cups of liquid we can get using the 1 litre jug of liquid. Okay, so this time the capacity is 350 mils, and if you can see, hopefully, I'm going to be pouring my water to the 350 mil mark. All right, making sure it is on a flat surface. And I'm pouring. All right, perfect. I'm just going to make sure. Okay, so I can so far fill up 1 container that has a 350 ml capacity once. However, I still have more liquid, so let's go again. Okay, twice. I wonder if this little bit of water that's left over, I wonder if I'll get 1 more full cup for a container that can hold 350 mils. Let's see. No. I've only been able to fill this 3rd cup up to the, I'll get down, up to about the 225 mil mark. So if I put that up to the screen, if you can kind of see, it might be a bit shaky. Therefore, I can only fill a container that has a 350 mil capacity using a 1 litre jug of water or any liquid. I can only fill that completely twice. So unlike our 300 ml capacity container that can be filled 3 times, a container with only 350 ml capacity can only be filled completely twice. Now, so on your worksheet, you would write 2 times. Now, this is what I was going to say. If you are someone who wants to challenge your thinking, you might like to give me also the answer of, well, how many or what fraction of the 3rd cup could be filled. So remember, it ended up at the 225 mil mark. So if you want to get your fraction on and you want to try and delve a little bit deeper, what fraction of the third cup could I fill with the 1 litre jug of water? So we are looking at the ladle now. Now a ladle is, it's like a big spoon that you may use to scoop soup out of a bowl or pasta out of a bowl. And yeah, so that's what a ladle is. It can't really hold much, and it has said on our worksheet that it can only hold a capacity of 100 mils. So let's have a look. We've got our water back in our liter of our 1 litre jug, and we have our little measuring cup here. Now on our measuring cup, we can see that we have 100 mils there. So that is where I'm going to fill my water up. All right, let's see how many times we can fill the 100 mil capacity or container that has a 100 mil capacity, how many times we can fill it completely. I pose this question to you. I want you to predict, which means have an educated guess. How many times do you think we will be able to fill our container up to the 100 ml mark using just this 1 litre cup of water? I'll give you a minute to think. All right, write your prediction down on your piece of paper. Remember, it's okay if you're wrong. It's just a prediction. Okay, let's start. I'm going to fill it up to 100 mils. That's 1. 2. 'That's a bit over. Pour it back so I can get an accurate reading. 3. 4. 'Throwing a little bit back. 5. 6. 7. Still some left. Oh. 8. 9. We've got a little bit left over. 10. We were able to fill a container that has a capacity of 100 mils 10 times using the 1 litre jug of water. Now, if you use some other form of mathematical skill like repeated addition or your times tables, you would have also been able to figure this out without using these utensils, because we know that 10 times 10 gives us, 100 times 10 is going to give us 1,000. And we know that if we went 10 or 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100 10 times, we would get to 1,000. So we can fill a container with a capacity of 100 mils 10 times using our 1 litre jug of water. Now, that is where I am going to end our mini lesson for today, because I believe that you now have the skills to be able to go and complete the rest of the questions on the worksheet independently or with the help of a family member. Just remember to always make sure that you are filling it up to the most accurate line, and you can always go back and double check your answers by doing it twice if you think that you are incorrect. You may also like to have a bit of fun by predicting what you think the capacity or how many cups it's going to be before you do it. But nonetheless, remember, capacity is all about how much liquid a container can hold. It's very different to volume, and sometimes people can get confused, but we're working on volume tomorrow. Well, that brings us to the end of our capacity lesson today, Year 3 and Year 4. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it really beneficial, and I hope that it helps you answer the questions on the worksheet. Just remember, if you do not have these utensils at home to use, that is perfectly fine. There are some measuring jug pictures on the worksheet that you can use to answer the questions. I'll also post another video showing you how to use those measuring jugs, the pictures of the measuring jugs, to answer the questions as well. All right, happy learning. Bye.